Welcome back, Voyagers. Today we will look at internal versus external suppliers, the relationship spectrum, Carter's 10 C's, and way more. All suppliers fall into two main categories based on their organizational relationship: internal and external suppliers. Internal supplier are parts of the same organization supplying essential products or services for internal operations. They fulfill the organization's core needs, ensuring operational continuity. Advantages include greater control over supply, continuity of supply, stable relationships and shared values, enhanced quality control, potential cost savings, and intellectual property protection. Disadvantages involve challenges in benchmarking value, fixed costs, reduced motivation to meet standards, detachment from market innovations, and the opportunity cost of continuous investment. External supplier are independent entities that supply products or services to the organization. They provide goods or services externally, offering specialization not found within the organization. Advantages: external suppliers offer access to expertise and innovation, cost effectiveness due to economies of scale, resource allocation for core activities, access to patents and specialized products, and flexibility in demand fluctuation. Disadvantages include increased dependency risks, potential for reputational damage if supplier is unethical, transportation costs, and issues related to supplier relationships and selection. Considerations and decision-making. The choice between internal and external suppliers involves the make or buy decision, focusing on in-house production versus outsourcing. Evaluation extends beyond price to include quality, supply continuity, and risk. Internal suppliers require similar evaluations and management as external ones to ensure performance. For external suppliers, risk assessment is crucial to mitigate potential negatives. For a coffee shop, an internal supplier example is its own bakery division supplying pastries, offering control and cost benefits. An external supplier example is a local farm or distributor providing coffee beans, enhancing variety and supporting local businesses. Managing supplier relationships in a coffee shop business involves understanding the different types of interactions we can have with our suppliers, from those we only deal with occasionally for non-essential items to those we rely on heavily for our core products like coffee beans. Let us delve into more details about these types. Adversarial relationships. Imagine we're buying paper cups for our coffee shop. We might focus on getting the lowest price possible, even if it means changing suppliers frequently. This relationship is more about the deal than long-term cooperation. Communication is minimal, and the contracts are usually short-term. Arm's length relationship. For less critical supplies, like maybe the occasional purchase of specialty syrups, we engage in short-term contracts without investing much in the relationship. It's more about convenience and cost at the moment than long-term planning or dependency. Transactional relationships. This could apply to our regular purchase of basic ingredients like sugar or milk, where we might shop around frequently to get the best prices. The relationship is ongoing but focused on the transaction, with multiple suppliers able to meet our needs. Closer tactical relationships. For specialty teas, we partner tactically with a distributor who sources from various regions. This setup offers quality and variety without direct management of multiple producers, efficiently balancing our need for diversity with reliable supply. Single source relationships. Suppose we decide to exclusively buy a specific type of gourmet coffee bean from one supplier because of its unique quality. We rely on this supplier for these beans, aiming for benefits like quality consistency or bulk purchasing discounts. Trust is important here, as we depend on them heavily for this product. Outsourced relationships. Consider if we decide to outsource our bakery items instead of making them in-house. We'd look for a supplier who can provide quality products at a lower cost, allowing us to focus on our core competency, making great coffee. This relationship aims to streamline our operations and reduce costs. Strategic relationships. For our most critical supplies, like our main coffee bean supply, we can also engage in close strategic relationships. These suppliers are key to our business, and we work closely with them, often using performance indicators to ensure quality and reliability. Regular meetings help manage this crucial partnership. Partnership relationships. If we're working on a new blend or a sustainable coffee project, we might enter a partnership with a supplier. This involves deep cooperation, sharing future plans, and working together closely, aiming for mutual benefits like innovation and quality improvement. Co-destiny relationships. In rare cases, we might enter into a relationship where our futures are closely linked, such as creating a new cafe concept with a supplier, sharing risks and rewards. This is about building something together that neither could do alone. Please note that the CIPS relationship spectrum slightly differs from the one mentioned in the video. For more details, kindly refer to the CIPS study guide. Understanding the relationship between the Kraljic matrix and the supplier preferencing matrix helps businesses manage their supplier relationships more effectively. The Kraljic matrix is a tool used by buyers to evaluate the importance of suppliers based on the risk and impact of their products or services. It helps identify what kind of relationship is necessary with each supplier. On the other hand, the supplier preferencing matrix allows buyers to see how suppliers view them, which is crucial for determining how to approach negotiations, communication, and contracts. Ideally, a buyer's position in the Kraljic matrix should match how they are seen in the supplier preferencing matrix. For high-risk and high-impact items, a buyer should aim to be a core customer to ensure a steady supply. This alignment between the buyer's needs and the supplier's view leads to successful partnerships. Here are some examples of how these matrices work together. Strategic items and core relationships mean both sides value their partnership. Development items and situations where the buyer can leverage large orders show a potential for growth in the relationship. Bottleneck items and exploitable conditions highlight the supplier's upper hand, necessitating careful management by the buyer. Nuisance or non-critical items indicate areas with minimal investment from both parties, focusing efforts elsewhere. By aligning the two matrices, companies can optimize their supplier relationships, ensuring both parties benefit and supply chains remain stable. You can learn more about the Kraljic matrix and the supplier preferencing matrix in my other videos. Links are in the description. Cornelius and Fair explored how conflict resolution, particularly in supplier negotiations, can resemble dividing a pie into portions where satisfaction levels vary. This concept is easily relatable to a coffee shop business, showcasing different outcomes in negotiations with suppliers. Win-lose, milk supplier. A coffee shop negotiates aggressively with a milk supplier for lower prices. The shop succeeds, securing a deal significantly below market rate. This outcome benefits the coffee shop by lowering expenses but leaves the supplier with slim margins, potentially harming the relationship and affecting future service quality. Lose-lose, coffee bean supplier. The coffee shop and its bean supplier argue over pricing, neither willing to compromise. The result is a marginal discount for the shop, but with stringent terms, including inflexible delivery schedules. Both parties end up dissatisfied. The shop faces logistical challenges, and the supplier feels the deal isn't profitable enough, straining future interactions. Win-win, bakery goods supplier. In negotiations with a supplier of bakery goods for the coffee shop, both parties seek a beneficial agreement. The coffee shop proposes ordering a larger variety of goods in exchange for better pricing and marketing support for the supplier's brand within the shop. This deal expands the shop's offerings, attracting more customers, while the supplier gains a stable outlet for its products and increased brand visibility, benefiting both sides. Just as personal relationships evolve, so do supplier relationships. These relationships go through a cycle that includes onboarding, qualification, segmentation and risk management, performance management, development and innovation, and finally, phase out. Each stage is crucial for the sustainability and success of the business. Onboarding and qualification. Imagine our coffee shop is looking for a new coffee bean supplier. The first step is qualification, where the shop searches the market for potential suppliers. This involves two main processes: request for information, RFI. If our coffee shop is unsure about the available suppliers or their capabilities, an RFI helps shortlist potential candidates. Request for proposal, RFP. Once a shortlist is prepared, an RFP is issued to select the best supplier based on competitive offers. This stage is pivotal for setting the foundation of a strong supplier relationship. Segmentation and risk management. After choosing a supplier, the coffee shop categorizes the supplier's products and manages risks. This step ensures that the coffee shop develops the correct relationship type with the supplier while managing potential risks like supply chain disruptions or ethical concerns. Performance management. Similar to employee appraisals, the coffee shop assesses the supplier's performance using key performance indicators, KPIs, such as safety, quality, delivery, cost, morale, and environmental impact. This evaluation helps in identifying areas for improvement and ensuring that the supplier meets the coffee shop's standards. Development and innovation. At this stage, the coffee shop works closely with strategic suppliers to innovate and improve products or processes. This collaborative effort can lead to cost reduction, waste elimination, and the development of new products or services, benefiting both parties. Phase out. Not all supplier relationships end with a phase out. For our coffee shop, some supplier partnerships might last a long time without ending. When a phase out does happen, it's usually because the contract is over or there's a better offer elsewhere. Planning ahead helps the coffee shop switch suppliers smoothly, keeping everything running as usual. During the qualification stage, the buyer can use Carter's 10 C's model to evaluate the suppliers. Let's dive into Carter's 10 C's model using a coffee shop to illustrate each point for supplier selection and qualification. Competency. Our coffee shop must check if the coffee bean supplier has successfully delivered high-quality beans before. They might ask for references to prove this. Capacity. The supplier needs to provide enough coffee beans to meet the coffee shop's demand, with flexibility for busy or slow seasons. Commitment to quality. The supplier should show they prioritize quality, maybe through a recognized quality management system like ISO 9001. Control of processes. It's important that the supplier has solid control over their bean sourcing and roasting processes, ensuring consistency and compliance with food safety laws. Cash. The coffee shop needs to verify the supplier's financial health to ensure they won't suddenly go out of business, using credit reports or financial analyses. Cost. They'll consider the supplier's pricing, but also look at long-term costs, like potential for waste or additional delivery fees. Consistency. The supplier must reliably provide coffee beans that meet the coffee shop's quality standards every time. Culture. The supplier should share similar values and business practices with the coffee shop, aiding in a smooth partnership. Clean. Especially relevant for food and drinks, the supplier must adhere to environmental standards and laws to avoid fines and protect the coffee shop's reputation. Communicate. Effective communication channels are crucial. The coffee shop and the supplier must agree on how they'll share information, including orders and feedback. Each of these C's helps the coffee shop ensure they choose the right coffee bean supplier, setting up a successful and reliable supply chain. Thank you for joining us on this thrilling journey. Subscribe to our channel for more entertaining and educational videos. Please don't forget to hit the like button if you really enjoyed our voyage. May your future endeavors be as exciting and successful as our adventure today.